This week on Granite State Challenge, the Cardinals of Bishop Guertin High School take on the Blue Hawks of Exeter High School. Only one team will advance. Granite State Challenge starts now.
Major funding for the production of Granite State Challenge is provided by Unitil. Additional funding provided by NEA New Hampshire, Safety Insurance, New Hampshire Lottery, Heinemann Publishing, Cognia, HRCU, Manchester Community College, and viewers like you. Thank you. Get ready. It's time for New Hampshire high schools to match wits in a high-stakes scholastic showdown. It's time for Granite State Challenge. Here's your host, John Cannon.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us again this week on Granite State Challenge. We're nearing the end of our first round. We're actually in game number 7 of the opening round. And we've got two teams here to do battle to see who is going to punch their ticket to the semifinals. Let's introduce them to you, shall we? Let's start with the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. They're led by senior captain Jack. And Jack, you've lived in how many states?
4.
4 states. And besides New Hampshire, which has been your favorite?
Washington.
Washington State. What is it about Washington State that you love so much?
It's where I was born. I grew up there first 8 years, and I don't know, just the scenery, remembering it, it's got a special place in my heart.
Special place in your heart, as it should be. He's joined by Isabella. She's a senior, and she likes to collect comic books. Any specific comic book is your favorite?
I really love the Watchmen series.
Okay, and what about that do you love?
Well, it kind of defied the normal comic book norm back then. You know, the heroes are viewed as imperfect, like vigilantes, and there's so many tiny details that I'd go back so many times and will.
It's one of my favorites as well, read it multiple times. She's joined by Amelia, a junior, and recently did something pretty impressive.
Yeah, in October I got my black belt in karate.
All right, and how long did it take you to get to that black belt?
It took me about 8 years.
8 years, and you're going to keep up with it?
Yes.
That's great, fantastic. And she's joined by freshman Daniel. And Daniel, you are a Life Scout, but I don't know what that is.
It's the next rank before Eagle in the Boy Scouts.
So you're working towards your Eagle Scout?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, good luck with that. All right, the team is coached by Catherine Gann, and the alternates are Bree and Jeffrey, and they are the Cardinals of Bishop Guertin High School. All right, let's introduce you to their opponents this week, and they are the Blue Hawks of Exeter High School. They are led by senior captain Andrew, who plays how many instruments?
10.
Can you name them?
I can. So I can play the French horn, trumpet, the sousaphone, or the tuba, mandolin, banjo, harmonica, guitar, piano, ukulele, and I can sing.
And you can sing. And your favorite is?
Probably the mandolin. French horn was my first instrument, but mandolin has a special place in my heart.
Awesome. That's great. He's joined by Sophia. She's a senior and loves chemistry, but also a bit of astronomy. What are you interested in astronomy?
I'm really interested in exoplanets. If you look at the orbits of a lot of them, they have really strange trajectories around the sun, and they can sometimes be used by astronomers who are looking for Planet 9, which might influence the other planets.
Very interesting. She's joined by Noah. Noah's a senior who does robotics, but a kind of robotics I've never heard of. What is it?
So yeah, we do Vex Robotics at Exeter High School. So basically, you can buy all these products and assemble them in many different ways from Vex Robotics, and we compete in competitions.
How's the team doing?
So yeah, at our first competition this year, with a team of almost entirely new people, we placed 15th out of 34 in the qualification round. So we thought we did pretty good.
Excellent. Keep it up. And he's joined by Barrett. Barrett is a senior and has a lead role in the musical. Tell us about it.
So we're doing the musical The Drowsy Chaperone, and I'm playing kind of the narrator part in it.
Excellent. You having fun?
It's been fun so far.
Good. Excellent. The team is coached by Aaron Blaze, and the alternates are Summer and Sonia, and they are the Blue Hawks of Exeter High School. And one more introduction to give you, and that is, of course, our judges. Back with us for another week are Ann Belanger and Jim Johnston. All right, teams, introductions are out of the way. We're going to jump right into the game. As you know, Granite State Challenge is played in 4 rounds, and in round 1, we do 10-point toss-up questions. So grab those signaling devices. Bishop Guertin, Exeter, good luck. Let's play. What do you call the point that a lever pivots on? Sophia of Exeter.
The fulcrum.
Yes. The longest state name in the U.S. belongs to this small state. Andrew of Exeter.
Mississippi.
Sorry, nope. Amelia of Bishop Girton.
Connecticut.
Good guesses, but in fact it is Rhode Island, whose official name is the State of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations. Quite a mouthful for a little state. All right, teams, this U.S. island territory in the western Pacific Ocean has an area of around 210 square miles and a population of a little over 160,000 people. Sophia of Exeter.
Guam.
Yes. This musical is based on the 1975 film Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Andrew of Exeter.
Spamalot.
Yes. This film, dedicated to Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, won the 2018 Academy Award for Best Animated Feature Film. Daniel of BG.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
You got it. What time were the clocks striking in the opening line of George Orwell's novel 1984? Isabella of BG.
Midnight.
Sorry, nope. Noah of Exeter.
13.
13 is correct. Trumpet virtuoso Dizzy Gillespie called his best-known composition Interlude, but it is better known as A Night in this North African country. Sophia of Exeter.
Morocco.
Sorry, no. Isabella of BG.
Tunisia.
That's it. This Hollywood leading man starred with Katharine Hepburn in the comedies Bringing Up Baby and The Philadelphia Story. The answer is Cary Grant. All right, teams, you may need pencil and paper for this next question. What is the next number in this sequence? 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. Amelia of BG.
34.
That's correct. All right, teams, go ahead and take a look at your monitors for the next question from our friends at WOKQ.
Hey, what's up? It's Chio and Kira in the morning from 97.5 WOKQ. Peace.
That's us.
So, the answer to this question will begin with the letters O and K, as in W-O-K-Q.
I get it.
You got it?
Yeah. This Rodgers and Hammerstein musical features the characters Ado Annie and Curly McLean.
Jack of BG.
Oklahoma.
You got it right. This musician performed an iconic solo rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner on his white Fender Stratocaster at Woodstock in 1969. Noah of Exeter.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yes, he did. In this dystopian world, portrayed in the 1971 movie Soylent Green, people survive by eating a product called Soylent Green. What is Soylent Green? Isabella of BG.
Human remains.
Humans? Human remains? We'll take that. Yeah, it's people. It's people. What comedy team is known for the sketch where who is on first, what is on second, and I don't know is on third? Daniel of Bishop Girton?
Abbott and Costello.
Yes. All right, teams. Lake Winnipesaukee is the largest lake in New Hampshire. Spell Winnipesaukee. Sophia of Exeter.
WINNIPISSAUKEE.
Sorry, no. Amelia.
WINNIP ESAUKEE.
Judges, we'll give her that. She got all the letters in there. Well done. That's a hard one. In 1962, this man became the first American to orbit the Earth, and in 1998, he became the first sitting U.S. Senator and oldest person to travel in space. Noah of Exeter.
John Glenn.
Yes. What Scottish poet wrote, "Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like a melody that's sweetly played in tune"? Robert Burns. In 1968, Dancer's Image from Runnymede Farm in Northampton, New Hampshire, became the first horse disqualified as a winner of this race. Jack of BG.
Kentucky Derby.
Yes. Paul Bunyan and his Blue Ox Babe is said to have created this state's 10,000 lakes with their footsteps. Jack of BG.
Minnesota.
Yes. French philosopher and mathematician Descartes stated, "Je pense donc j'ai..." Well, the time ran out before I had to finish that French sentence, and with a score of 80 to 70, BG with a slight lead over Exeter after round 1. All right, teams, good job in round 1, a tight match. Let's keep it going into round 2, where we move on to more toss-up questions. However, we're going to be doubling the point value from 10-point toss-ups to 20-point toss-ups. So, BG, Exeter, let's go. Patrick Stewart voices William Shakespeare, and Ozzy Osbourne is Fawn, a garden deer, in this 2011 animated kids film based on one of Shakespeare's most famous plays. Isabella, BG.
Romeo and Juliet.
That's the one. All right, teams, go ahead and take a look at your monitors for our Unitil Power question. As you know, Unitil Power questions are worth double the points, so this is a 40-point toss-up question. Take a look.
If you want to call someone old, you might say they were as old as this figure from the Bible, who lived to be 969 years old.
Jack of BG.
Abraham? No.
Sorry, no. Exeter? It is Methuselah. Methuselah. This Swedish scientist lost his younger brother Emil along with 4 others in an explosion in his quest to invent dynamite. Daniel of BG?
Alfred Nobel.
Yes. In 1935, this scientist, the daughter of Marie Curie and Pierre Curie, was awarded, along with her husband Frederick Joliot-Curie, the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for discovering artificial radioactivity. We're looking for her first name. And her name was Irene Joliot-Curie. This Mexican artist is perhaps best known for her boldly colored self-portraits, including Self-Portrait with Thorn Necklace and Hummingbird, Self-Portrait with Monkey, and The Broken Column. Daniel of BG.
Frida Kahlo.
Yes. Before he became the son-in-law and senior advisor to President Trump, this man was a real estate investor and publisher of the New York Observer. Andrew of Exeter.
Jared Kushner.
He's the one. Actor and musician Donald Glover, who was the voice of Simba in the 2019 movie The Lion King, performs his music under this stage name. Andrew of Exeter.
Childish Gambino.
Yes. Teams, what gas is released into the air during photosynthesis? Noah of Exeter.
Oxygen.
Yes, it is. Aside from 1, 64 is the first positive number that is both a square and a cube number. What is it a square and a cube of? Andrew of Exeter.
Square of 8, cube of 4.
Yes. Good job. Anglican clergyman, captain of slave ships, and eventual abolitionist John Newton wrote this hymn that President Barack Obama famously sang at the memorial service for Clementa Pinckney, a victim of a 2015 shooting at Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Charleston, South Carolina. He famously sang Amazing Grace. Teams' versions of this game include Stud, Omaha, and Texas Hold'em. Sophia of Exeter.
Poker.
Yes. On December 20th, 1860, a little over a month after Abraham Lincoln was elected president, this became the first state to vote to secede from the Union. Jack of BG.
South Carolina?
Yes. This 16th century painting by Andrea Solario depicts Salome. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have directed you to take a look at your monitors, teams. There you go. There's the painting. It is a 16th century painting by Andrea Solario depicting Salome receiving this man's head as payment for dancing for King Herod. I didn't help you out with my reading of the clue, and I apologize for that, but it is John the Baptist. All right, teams, moving forward. In which novel by Jules Verne will you find the wager-loving character, Phileas Fogg? Sophia of Exeter?
Around the World in 80 Days.
Yes. The Los Angeles neighborhood Tarzana is named for the character Tarzan, who was created by this American writer. Edgar Rice Burroughs was the author. All right, teams, 4 U.S. presidents have been New York natives. Martin Van Buren, Theodore Roosevelt, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and this man. Andrew of Exeter?
Bill Clinton.
Sorry, nope. Daniel of BG?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is correct. Teams, what sport are Dusty Rhodes, Roddy Piper, Ric Flair, and Jesse Ventura all known for? Jack of BG?
Wrestling.
Wrestling is correct. All right, that sound ends round 2, and after round 2, we've got a tight match here, folks, with BG at 200 and Exeter at 190. All right. Well, I'd like to invite the alternates to join their teams up at the podiums as we move into round 3, which is our 60-second round. In the 60-second round, both teams will be given 10 questions in a category. We'll give you 10 points for each correct response, and an additional 10 points if you get all 10 correct. And Exeter, as the team trailing, you get to select first. And Andrew, you can talk to your team.
Right.
You can choose from Huff and Puff, Old Age, and All the Hype.
What are we thinking? I don't know what Huff and Puff is, but I feel like we might do well with it. It might be rhyming.
Old age.
Old age? Okay.
All right, Andrew?
My team has outweighed me to pick old age.
Old age it is. All right. Well, I will take your answer as the team answer, but you can talk to your team, and if you need to pass, just say pass. In this category, old age, the answers to the following will include the word old. 60 seconds. Start the clock. Rock formation New Hampshire was known for?
Old Man on the Mountain.
University in Norfolk, Virginia?
Pass.
Old Dominion. Andrew Jackson's nickname?
Old Hickory.
Yes. 1956 novel by Fred Gibson about a faithful dog?
Old Yeller.
Yes. Where the 1 if by land, 2 if by sea lanterns were to be set up?
Old North Church.
Yes. Another name for the U.S. flag?
No, Old Glory.
Old Glory.
Yes. Nickname for the USS Constitution?
Yes.
Yeah. Old Ironside.
You judges think about that. First half of the Bible?
The Old Testament.
Yes. A superstition passed down over generations?
Old Wives' Tale.
Yes. The language Beowulf was written in?
Old English.
Yes. Judges. 9 out of 10 on your 60-second round. Good job, Exeter. All right, BG, we turn to you, and you get to choose from either Huff and Puff or All the Hype.
Huff and Puff.
Huff and Puff it is. Okay, Jack, you can talk to your team. I'll take your answer as the team answer, but I will, if you need to pass, just say pass, okay? In this category, Huff and Puff, the answers to the following will include either Huff or Puff or both. Ready? 60 seconds. Start the clock. Online news and information website?
Huffington Post.
Yes. One of the houses of Hogwarts?
Hufflepuff.
Yes. He lived by the sea?
Pass.
It's Puff the Magic Dragon. One of the stage names of P. Diddy?
Puff Daddy.
Yes. Species of auk?
Pass.
It is a puffin. She starred in Desperate Housewives and American Crime?
Felicity Huffman.
Yes. A flaky pastry with a whipped filling?
Puff pastry.
It's a cream puff. Brand of bikes founded in 1892?
Puffy.
Yes. Venomous snake species found in Africa?
Puff Adder.
Yes. Blowfish are also known by this name?
Pufferfish.
Yes. Judges. 7 out of 10 on your 60-second round. All right, teams, that ends round 3. Alternates, thank you so much. You can go ahead and grab your seats, and we are going to move right into round 4. In round 4, our final round, we continue with 20-point toss-up questions. However, we will be deducting 20 points for any incorrect responses, so play smart, play strategic. It is a very close game. Bishop Girton, Exeter, good luck. Here we go. This poet, who ends his poem Birches with the line, "One could do worse than be a swinger of birches," once said, quote, "It was almost sacrilegious climbing a birch tree till it bent, till it gave and swooped to the ground, but that's what boys did in those days." Robert Frost. When in doubt. A prime number is a number whose only factors are 1 and itself. What is the only even prime number? Amelia of BG.
2.
That's it. After he invented the cotton gin, this man went on to make muskets and promote the use of interchangeable parts in manufacturing. Amelia of BG.
Eli Whitney.
He's the one. This Georgia writer, who had her first brush with fame when she was featured at age 5 with her backwards walking chicken in a 1932 newsreel, is known for her short story collections, A Good Man is Hard to Find in Other Stories, and Everything That Rises Must Converge. The name we were looking for is Flannery O'Connor. Teams, the original members of this hip-hop group from Staten Island included RZA, GZA, Old Dirty Bastard, Method Man, and Ghostface Killah. Jack of BG.
Beastie Boys?
Sorry, no. It's the Wu-Tang Clan. In the 1960s, this future U.S. president was the head cheerleader at Phillips Academy in Andover, Massachusetts. Isabella of BG.
George W. Bush.
He is correct, yes. Teams, which is the largest of the 5 Great Lakes? Andrew of Exeter.
Lake Superior.
Yes. This botanist and inventor is often credited with creating peanut butter, but Canadian chemist Marcellus Gilmore Edison patented the peanut butter in 1884. Andrew of Exeter.
George Washington Carver.
Yes. Teens, what was the name of the sword that the Lady of the Lake gave to Arthur in La Morte d'Arthur? Baird of Exeter.
Excalibur.
Excalibur's correct. On December 20th, 1860, South Carolina became the first state to secede from the United States. And on June 8th, 1861, this state became the last. The last state was Tennessee. Francis Scott Key wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner after watching the bombardment of this Maryland fort in 1814. Sophia of Exeter.
Fort McHenry.
Yes. Writer Dashiell Hammett was known for his detective novels, including the 1930 novel The Maltese Falcon, featuring this hard-boiled detective famously portrayed by Humphrey Bogart in a 1941 movie. Jack of BG.
Citizen Kane.
Sorry, no. It was Sam Spade. On October 29th, 1969, the first message sent on this pioneer packet switching network and precursor to the internet was supposed to be the word login, but the system crashed and only the letters L and O were transferred. So the first word was low. Jack of BG.
ARPANET?
Yes. In 1955, contralto Marian Anderson became the first African-American vocal soloist to perform at this opera house when she played the role of Ulrika in Verdi's opera The Masked Ball. And she performed at the Metropolitan Opera. Rapper Armando Christian Perez takes his name from this everyday name sometimes given to the American Staffordshire Terrier. Andrew of Exeter?
Pitbull.
It is Pitbull. This investigative journalist's 1904 work, The History of the Standard Oil Company, helped lead to the breakup of the company in 1911 and is considered the premier example of muckraking journalism. That was written by Ida Tarbell. Teams India and Pakistan have been fighting for control of this region in the Himalayas since before the area was partitioned between the two countries in 1947. Noah of Exeter.
Kashmir?
Yes. The minute left to go in the round. This railroad and shipping magnate, known as the Commodore, donated $1 million to found a university in Nashville, Tennessee that now bears his name. Jack of BG.
Vanderbilt.
Yes. This South Korean boy band, also known as the Bangtan Boys, was the first Korean group to win an American Music Award and a Billboard Music Award. Daniel of BG.
BTS.
Yes. Paul McCartney stated that if anyone earned the title of the 5th member of this group, it was producer, arranger, and composer George Martin. Jack of BG.
The Beatles.
Yes. Before he was overthrown by forces led by Fidel Castro, this Cuban leader led a military coup against President Carlos Prio Socaras. Sophia of Exeter.
Che Guevara.
Sorry, no. This is Fulgencio Batista. If you visit Central Park in New York, you will find this 2.5-acre section dedicated to the memory of John Lennon and named for one of his songs. We did not quite get there, and I am so sorry. but by a score of 380 to 370, Exeter survives the match. BG, you played a great game. You should be very proud of how hard you fought. Exeter, great job, great game. Wonderful game here in the studio. We certainly hope that you enjoyed it at home. I know I did. And we hope you join us next week when the Bow High School Falcons take on the Wildcats of Fall Mountain Regional High School. We had a great time in the studio this week. I hope you did too. I learned a lot, and I hope you did as well. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Major funding for the production of Granite State Challenge is provided by Unitil. Additional funding provided by NEA New Hampshire, Safety Insurance, New Hampshire Lottery, Heinemann Publishing, Cognia, HRCU, Manchester Community College, and viewers like you. Thank you.